Sarah with CustomPilatesandYoga.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about fixing diastasis recti. Now, diastasis recti simply means that your rectus abdominis, which runs up and down here, had something happen and it's separated. Now, for a lot of folks, women in particular, it's pregnancy. Pregnancy is the thing that can separate your rectus abdominis, and there are other reasons too, and men have this as well, but one of the leading reasons of this separation is growing a small human inside your body. So what happens is you have this muscle, and it runs like this, and right down the middle is a thing called the linea alba. Okay, it's not strong like the muscle is. Okay, it's a connective tissue, and so when you have something that applies pressure to it, it's gonna give. And what ends up happening is these two sections of muscle that were once very nicely joined by this super snug linea alba start to drift apart from each other. They start to grow away from each other, and even if they're super nicely connected up top, it's okay. They can still create a nice little gap anywhere in here. It doesn't mean because the linea alba stretches out here near the belly button that it's necessarily going to stretch out up top. It just all depends on where the pressure was applied. Okay, so the linea alba gives. The two sections of the rectus abdominis start to scoot apart from each other. Now, the good news is this diastasis is often correctable with exercise. Now, for some people, it's not going to work out, but if you're watching this because you have diastasis, you know it's worth a try, right? We'll do what we can to get everything put back together. And I have successfully worked with clients to help put their abs back together. But the key is figuring out where you are and respecting that. Okay, so come onto your back. And you're going to take your fingertips and start up top. I like to start up top because that's normally where there's the least amount of damage. And you can take your fingertips and right between your ribs here, you can kind of go back and forth. And you can feel how all that is connected. Feels pretty good. Everything feels pretty smooth. You don't feel any sort of divots. Now start working your fingers down. And just do that little back and forth and see what you feel. And all of a sudden, you might find, that's a space. And you slide on down and you find this space. And so mine starts right about here. Okay, my belly button is here, so it's a good ways up. And my diastasis was pretty great. I had even gotten an umbilical hernia with it, so those two tend to run together. If you've got the umbilical hernia, you probably have the diastasis too. But so find that spot. Now, don't worry so much about the rest of your abdominals right now. Like, we're just going to look at that top spot. And we're going to take the fingertips on one side and the fingertips on the other side and just slide the abdominals toward each other, right? So we're doing the job of that linea alba and we're sliding the abdominal muscles toward each other. So now here in this position, let's do some breathing. First, make sure your pelvis is in neutral. Inhale into the ribs, keeping these muscles toward each other. And now as you exhale, really feel those muscles slide toward each other. And you want to make sure this is a straight toward each other movement. This does not involve a peak lifting up. This does not even involve a peak going down, okay? That peak, incidentally, is your enemy. If you are peaking up, if you're making a little ridge, that means you do not have your abdominal muscles going straight toward each other. They're kind of like pushing against each other and going up, and you need support, okay? That's why we're only focusing on one area at a time here. Draw those muscles toward each other. Okay, so I've got this muscular contraction going on, and honestly, when I take my fingers away and I rub, boom, I've got that seam smoothed out. So I'm pretty happy about that. That one's gonna stay. And even when I do a deep breath and let everything relax, I still feel like I have decreased that space between them. So now we're gonna scoot on down. Next spot, go ahead, feel with your fingertips back and forth. And now this is right up above my belly button. And the way you pick a new spot is get your pointer finger in the gap and your middle finger in the gap. And then you're just gonna work on using your pointer, your middle, and your ring fingers to slide your tissue toward each other. Okay, so I've found my spot. I've got my left hand placed, and it's just sort of in that abdominal muscle. And I'm gonna slide. Okay, so now this feels unique to me. This was a deeper separation. I'm gonna do the breathing again. Inhale. And then as I exhale, these muscles in particular, I'm trying to find them all sliding toward each other without me moving my pelvis. And then it gets a little tricky because we've got fat, right? We've got abdominal fat. So I wanna make sure that I've got that muscle in the correct place, that I'm not accidentally like shifting my fat around. That won't do anybody any good. So it's okay if when you slide your stuff together, you've got a little bit of what have you sticking up. That's okay. Abdominal fat exists, so we don't need to pretend it doesn't. All right. Now I'm going to check it. I've got my muscle engaged. And this is better, but I still feel it. So for me, this spot right here is going to be my true working spot. Now, moving on. Let's say you have found your true working spot, the spot that is the top of your diastasis that needs help. You've got your fingers set. We've already been breathing to try to join that together. Now we're going to add the Pilates exercise, ab prep, okay? Inhale here, nice long spine. I've got these abdominals hooked toward each other. And even if you can't feel them slide in, you can get a little bit further out and let your fingers go straight to help everything come in. Inhale here. Exhale. Now I'm going to ask them to work and to work in toward each other. I'm going to feel to make sure I haven't made a peak. I haven't. Inhale here. Exhale, lower. And as you can see, it's not a huge lift that's going to happen. This is not a crunch, okay? We're going to inhale into the sides of the ribs. Exhale from this bottom rib. We ask that rectus abdominis to work, to draw together to help lift us up, to bring the ribs closer toward the hips. Inhale here, exhale, lower. All right, so this is a great way for above the belly button to work. Let's say you've got a spot below the belly button. I like to do leg slides. So for that, you're gonna find your spot below the belly button. Bring the abdominals toward each other, same way as we did up above. We'll go right leg, inhale, slide the right leg up. Exhale to bring it back up. Inhale, slide. And exhale. Good. And so you can do several repetitions of those. Do the right side, do the left side, but those are great exercises that you can do to help bring your abdominal muscles closer together and to help fix that rectus abdominis diastasis all on your own. So remember, you've got intentional breathing, using your fingers to help everything come together. You've got ab prep to help work the abdominals to move the ribs toward the hips while the muscles are still working to come together. And you've got leg slides to help bring mobility to your body while the abdominals are working to hold everything together. I hope that you've liked this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that bell on the side to make sure you get updates and notifications every time I post a new video. And if you want more information on rectus abdominis diastasis, visit my website, www.custompilatesandyoga.com. Thank you.